Hello. We recently spoke to Sarah Gray, Markets Director of the International Integrated Reporting Council. We discussed the progress that's been made since the IR framework was released, as well as some insights into integrated thinking. So Sarah, the International Integrated Reporting Framework was released in December 2013. What's been the response so far?
Well, I think there's been an amazing response to the finalisation of the framework, and we've really got this sense of a sort of momentum building up since it was finalised. And we've seen just recently in South Africa, they've moved to endorse the framework so that all companies in South Africa can actually use the framework for their reporting. And at the same time, in Europe, for example, the EU transparency framework has actually referenced integrated reporting in the FAQs, and they're seeing it as the next step in corporate reporting. So that's a really positive move. In Brazil, the stock exchange there has actually required reporting under integrated reporting framework, either to report or explain why they don't. And I think another region where the impetus is really building up is in Asia, particularly Singapore and Malaysia, for example. And I think the thing there is that it's really being seen as a catalyst for improved trust in business and something that will support growth. So I think we've really reached a breakthrough phase with integrated reporting. And so what we're seeing is much wider spread interest from companies around the world, but also from regulators and stock exchanges and stakeholders. So I really expect that the companies, there are going to be many more companies starting to show an interest. And those that were already taking an interest are really getting into how this is going to work for them now.
So what's the focus for the IIRC this year?
Well, there's already been a real focus on the innovators in integrated reporting, and I think we'll continue to support those innovators. And I think there's a real lessons to be learned from their experience and how they are actually implementing the framework. But the IIRC will be reaching out to a wider group of businesses as well, and really encouraging them to see what other companies have been doing and see what the benefits might be for them. We're also focused on public policy and really trying to get to a place where regulation is encouraging integrated reporting to flourish and there aren't any barriers to it. So for example, in several countries, they've been setting up reporting labs which really create a safe environment for companies to try out integrated reporting and innovate in this space. Now, at the same time, we are going to have a programme to work with investors and really encouraging a wider group of investors to understand what the benefits for them are from integrated reporting. And actually, they should be able to see the strategic direction of a business much more clearly and not necessarily have to wait for the one-to-one management interaction that they currently rely on quite heavily. There's also going to be a new public sector pilot programme. It's something that the IIRC has just announced with CIPFA, which is the Chartered Institute of Public Finance and Accountancy. And finally, there's the Corporate Reporting Dialogue, which is really a space for standard setters and developers of frameworks, such as the IIRC, the IASB, who develops financial reporting standards, the US FASB and the GRI, the Global Reporting Initiative, to really get together and work out how things fit together and really give companies an insight into how they can use these frameworks effectively together.